Good evening from Kasai, Japan, a small city here in central Hyogo Prefecture. So I've stayed at capsule hotels, and there are things like weird little touches in Japan, like cat cafes and owl cafes and all this sorts of odd stuff. Well, what would you say if I told you that here I am in the industrial part of town? See these shipping containers behind me? Sort of the industrial kind of feel of this little town, and I'm looking for my hotel in this area. You'd say, yeah, whatever. But those shipping containers are actually my hotel. I found this hotel on booking.com. I laughed at it when I first saw it. Well, no, I ignored it, and then I laughed at it, and then I was like, all right, I'll make a booking there. So I have a room here tonight. So let's go check in and see what the room is like inside a shipping container. Today I'm staying in the most unusual hotel I've found in Japan yet. But if any country can make a sealed iron chamber cozy, this one probably can. I also go to a nearby park to see for myself something that might be a Guinness record holder. Ooh, look at this. And might not be. Either way, it promises to be a spectacle. And then I wander the offbeat and waterlogged streets of Kasai at dusk, abandoned, before indulging in a surprisingly tasty dinner that cost me nothing. All right, very, very friendly staff. They checked me in, told me my room is number 21 here. And here's the room in the shipping container. To be quite frank, it is exactly the same inside as a regular business hotel in Japan. So here's what we got. Here's the bed, a decent sized bed. There's a little thing about the cleaning policy. And it's English one side, Japanese on the other side. I will note that the English side was sticking up when I came in, I guess because they knew that my name was not Japanese when I made the reservation. A little extra care there. A refrigerator and freezer, which is kind of unusual for Japanese hotel rooms, and a microwave, which is quite unusual for a hotel room this size. But that's good because we need a microwave in this hotel, because in the lobby, there's a cooler that has a bunch of frozen dinners in it. And she said I get one free frozen dinner. So a little bit later, when it's dinner time, I'm gonna go get one of those. There's like 4 or 5 different kinds. So get me a frozen dinner for free, come back in here, thaw it in the microwave, and I got me a free dinner here. This hotel room was about, as I recall, about $50 maybe, something like that. So fairly cheap. Anyway, we've got a little desk here, a nice little chair, a TV, the hot water pot, hair dryer, which I never tend to use for some reason. There's even a view. Well, there's not a view. We've got an air filter, which is turned on. I think that's what that is. And of course, private bathroom. The so-called unit bath, which is all one little tiny room with everything sort of molded plastic. But toilet with full bidet functions. And the sink and the shower. And of course all the soap and stuff. And you can stomp around and enjoy yourself because you're in a shipping container. The whole thing kind of shakes and vibrates, but it's not actually touching any of the other containers, so you won't bother anybody. And it's really quite the same as any other hotel room, just corrugated iron walls. It's about 5:30 p.m. now, and there is something that I want to go see before it gets too dark. I don't know if I'm gonna make it because I don't know how this looks on the video, but it's getting dark. It's been a rainy day all day today. It's starting to rain a little bit now. Once again, this is not a waterproof camera. I got my DJI Pocket 2 back, by the way. It's finally fixed. Up there, way up on this hill somewhere, there is something that is supposedly a Guinness World Record, but I have my doubts that that's actually true. First, I'll go check out, what is this yellow thing over here? But I don't have time to be doing what I'm doing right now because I have to go see this thing up on the hill. The yellow thing. Okay, hurry, hurry, hurry. It's kind of a long hike up this hill. When you have a YouTube schedule that is a weekly video and you really try to stick to that schedule, sometimes deadlines and other things in your life they get complicated. It gets very complicated trying to get a video out every week sometimes. Right now, it's the rainy season. So I don't have a whole lot of choices of days where the weather is kind of nice or not raining that I can get out and do stuff. So I had to come here today. I knew that because of my schedule, regardless of the weather, today's the day to come here, and it's actually pretty cool because it's not raining right now, but it has been, so this weather's kind of cool. And it's July, which is the worst month for heat and humidity in this part of Japan. And it's very, very, very acceptable today. Problem with that is it makes it darker earlier, and I hope I can see this thing because there's also a view over the town. It's somewhere up this road, I believe. And here's the rain. Cool, look at this. Okay, it was about a 10-minute hike up to this clock thing. Started raining on the way, but it wasn't so bad. The hike was kind of really cool. It was like just up these stairs and up like through the trees and stuff on these hills. Nobody else around. There seems to be nobody else really here in the park today. I saw a couple people, but they were down below. No one's been up here since the whole long time that I've been up here. So this globe clock is really cool. It's 8 tons and 5 meters across. I believe it's supposedly turning, and I took some time-lapse video of it and I watched it, but I couldn't actually tell. Anyway, some of the cities of the world are marked on it. You can't really see most of the cities in land because they're in the northern hemisphere, and all we can see from down here is the southern hemisphere. Oh, if I only had a drone. Two things you can't see are this city, Kasai, is marked on the map, and also Pullman is marked on the map, and those are actual sister cities. I did a little bit see New York. If you just peer over the edge, you can see New York and other cities and stuff. So it's really cool up here, and there's a bunch of plaques that explain clocks and time and the history of clocks and things like that. And there's one plaque that it looks really nice and official and very well done, and it talks about the Guinness record keepers or something like that. And it says this is the world's biggest globe-shaped clock. And then in English, at the very bottom, there's this little tiny phrase that says, well, this does not actually mean that we're actually in the Guinness Book of World Records. So I don't know what the distinction is or what any of that means, but apparently it's not official, or it is or it isn't or something. Who knows? I saw on Wikipedia that this was called the world's biggest, and I went to the official Guinness website and I could not find it anywhere. So I don't know what this is. I don't know how official this is, but let's just say that it is big. So it is a great view from here, not only down to the town, the little city of Kasai, but out to these superbly majestic flat fields and then very misty hills and mountains on the perimeter. Very, very gorgeous mountains of central Honshu, especially tonight on a misty night like this where it's been raining. I'm gonna go walk around the streets of the town a little bit more. Not too much because it's getting dark and it's dinner time, but walk around a little bit, check out some of the weirdo alleys and see what I can find down there. And then I'm gonna go get me a frozen dinner from the shipping container hotel that for some reason I'm staying in. I'm gonna go put all that in the extended version of this video. So I'm gonna end this video right here. Thank you for walking around a little bit Kasai with me. I really just wanted to show you that weird hotel and then take you up here to this hilltop and show you the world's globe-shaped clock. The next video will be an exploration in depth of a really cool private railway near here. So thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Watch the extended and ad-free version of this video plus others on my Patreon page. Special thanks this week to Calvin Ferreira, David Richley, Jacob Fatz, Lever Wong, Matt Kane, Michael Fedor, Nathaniel Holland, Omeyer, Ray Nichols, Samantha, and Will Phillips. And thanks to subscribers to my free weekly email newsletter, which features early links to new videos and behind-the-scenes info. Links to both are in the video description. And thanks for wandering around with me.